Hello there, I'm Gary Foster and welcome to episode 32 of What Price Victory featuring the Western Sydney Wanderers. And for all intents and purposes, it's a brand new season, although there's still a fair bit to go in the pre-season, but the Wanderers, due to their Asian Champions League commitments, are drawn against Ulsan from the Korean K-League in the second round of the Asian Championship. Now, the Wanderers got there, if we go to the schedule, and we have a look at last year's draw, or results rather, where you can see that in the second round last year we met our Waterloo against Beijing FC, where they beat us 2-0 away from home. But then, due to qualifying or winning the A-League regular season, we were drawn in Group H of the Asian Champions League, and we had some good results there, 4 wins and 2 losses, which meant that we qualified as one of the 3 best placed second teams in the Eastern Conference of the Asian Champions League. So that's how the Wanderers have got there. I'll just quickly go into the schedule again, just to show you for the current season what's happened to date. Mainly pre-season games, although the FFA Cup is also in progress. And if we just filter by the FFA Cup, you can see that in the first round we had a comprehensive win over Palm Beach, who are, I think, a Queensland National Premier League team. We beat them 13-0. In the second round, we had a 3-2 extra time win over Wellington Phoenix, who were an A-League rival. But thanks to a Bernie Abini hat-trick, Bernie's happy with me now because I've given him a new contract, and he rewarded me with 3 goals in that game. If you can have a quick look at the statistics from that game, 41 shots to 8, and we had to beat them in extra time. And when I was playing it, I had visions of being FM'd all over the park. But Bernie came to the rescue and got us through to the next round, which, as you can see here, is on the 3rd of October against Adelaide United, who are another A-League team. Now, the board aren't worried about it, so we're playing a semi-rotated team. I wanted to keep match fitness and all that sort of thing up. As you can see, with all the friendlies, I've been mixing and matching. Anyway, without further ado, let me go and do a little bit of admin, and we'll come up for the Asian Champions League game against Ulsan. Okay, so while the rest of the teams in the A-League are in Bali or Fiji or wherever they're getting on the grog, the Wanderers have got an Asian Champions League game against Ulsan to prepare for. Now, in the closed season, a bit of duck shoving around, and I had to release my first choice keeper during the season because he was one of the foreign players. He took up a foreign player's registration spot, and since then I've been moving heaven and earth to try and find a new goalkeeper, but we've had very little luck at the moment, although there's a few coming in on trial for the next couple of friendlies. So I've got Rory Bryan in goal, even though he has been transfer listed. Bailey Wright, Bagulio, Kankar and Aquilina in defence. Garkovic in a defensive midfield role, with Bacchus and Metcalf part of the midfield trio. And our wide attacking players are Bernie Abini and Nazarene. So slightly different setup where I'm only going for one striker, but I've got Tedic, who's formed a pretty good partnership with Tamaruskov up the pointy end of the ship to come on if needed. So we'll submit that team, and they're all lacking in match fitness, so there's no real surprise there. We're also going with a balanced mentality because these are one-off games now. They're not a two-legged affair. So we need to be assertive, I think. We've been on a good run lately. We've been playing pre-season friendlies. We don't want to be the underdogs, give a result, expect nothing but a win to keep our match going. Okay, that was a poor call by the look of it. But we needed a win, otherwise we can watch the rest of the games on telly. So don't know why the boys are being a little bit precious about the whole thing. It's knockout stages, so they need to win, full stop. So anyway, we'll see how this match unfolds with Wanderers, certainly underdogs, but Ulsan, they topped their group, I think, because Wanderers were runners up in their stage. But anyway, if we can get a touch of the ball, it'd be really good. But Ulsan seem to be switching the ball out wide to the left before stopping and propping, and if they want to come into the middle, then that's fine. But that should be poor pass in the end. So that's okay. We'll get a little bit of possession, although the highlight tends to be sort of whipping through. As I said, Ulsan from the Korean K-League, who it's a relatively strong league, but there we go. When our defence is all over the shop like that, it's unsurprising that they can come in and make a pretty good shot on goal. So I won't put the jinx on us from a corner, because I like to think we're relatively well set up at corners. But Beanie with a little bit of space to move, with Tamaruskov up the front, lobbed over to him in his poacher role. He won all the accolades last year as top scorer in the A-League, but he's been closed down there pretty effectively. Okay, so no real serious shots on goal, and ratings nothing outstanding. So let's give them a little bit of encouragement. We've got the ball in the attacking third. Bacchus plays it back to Bagculio, into Kankar, and to Garkovic, who he's also forgiven me from playing him out of position. He filled in quite regularly at right back for me, but he wanted to be a defensive midfielder, but he acquitted himself quite well. So Garkovic back to Aquilina, who's come up from the back, cross to the far post to Beanie, and now Beanie cracks it against the woodwork. There's still a bit of a pressure on there. Ooh, Bacchus with a bit of a dodgy tackle there. He escaped a booking. So, okay, Bacchus again loses possession. Oh, that's bad. Stop and prop. And they get the second phase ball again. They're not closed down, but thankfully Aquilina is there to semi-clear the ball. Oh, it's got to be offside, surely, but he cracks it against the post. Now, defensively, we seem to be all over the shop. Certainly not a straight back line. The two central midfielders central defenders are on defensive duties, and our wide backs are support, but I wouldn't have thought that would make it so that we've got such a ragged back line. That's okay, still no damage on the leaderboard though, which is good, I guess. Behind us again, bears in on goal and made an absolute meal of that. So Bailey Wright not playing terribly well. Nazarene and Tamaruskov uncharacteristically low in their ratings. Post saves us again. Shout a little bit of encouragement before half time. But Ulsan seem to have had all the attacking highlights, which is a little bit disconcerting. But as I said, no damage on the scoreboard as yet. A strong header by Kankar. But Ulsan are first to the ball. Poor finishing. So might be able to get them in at half time and just try to fire them up and get them motivated. XG would suggest that we should be behind, but their finishing's been poor. We need to be assertive. Dig in. You deserve to win this match? I don't think so. We're controlling possession. Well, we may be controlling possession, but no one's expecting from us. You got nothing to lose. Well, they're pretty poor options. Okay, assertive. We need to be more creative. So, just see what this passage of play can do from the kickoff, because Tamaruskov is probably playing his worst or lowest rated game, so I might be looking at bringing Tedic on pretty quickly if he doesn't pull his socks up. So nothing comes of that little pass around, which I'm not quite sure why it was even considered a highlight, but usually the good stuff comes from a beanie. So Tamaruskov being the provider, Nazarene stops and checks, and a beanie gets over the stop, and Bacchus, does he rip it in? He does, and it cracks against the woodwork for a goal kick. So Wanderers playing in their Where's Wally t-shirts or Guernseys, but here we go. Another good opportunity for Ulsan, but a good save by Brian. As I said, I've been scouring the countryside for a keeper, and I've got a few coming in on trial, but I'm tending to think that letting Magias go may have been a bit of a mistake. But anyway, he's gone back to Spain, and the team that he signed for hasn't registered him, so might be able to get him back. But Metcalf with a great effort. Okay, he stopped and propped, came in, and cracked that in. That was really well done. So Bacchus has picked up a booking. Metcalf, who was unmarked, he had a ton of room, and came back inside, and he put that one away. So 1-0 to the good guys, which is great news. So Tamaruskov is tanking out. Down to the byline, they pull it back. He's got a fair bit of room, Ulsan. Shouldn't be going anywhere there. Leaving them unmarked. Oh, they can't shoot. Crikeys. Need a little bit of encouragement. So I'm not convinced why Aquilina's got such a high rating, but here's Tamaruskov with a chance at redemption. Saved, and a beanie with the follow-up. Oh, yeah. Damn. Hits the crossbar again. Okay. So What do? Do I shore up our defence or I try and get a second goal? Timuruskov certainly doesn't have any fitness worries. I'm going to roll the dice a little bit and leave Bacchus on. Beanie, can he win the ball? Yes, he can. He wins the race. And Timuruskov, can you get on the defender's shoulder? Oh, Beanie's going himself. I thought a through ball might have been on there. Channel run by a Beanie, but he gets the ball on the outside, not the inside. And a pretty piss ball cross. Bagulio with a good interception. That comes to naught. Okay, so time to do a little bit of shuffling around. So Garkovic can go back to right back for me and hopefully he won't get cranky. I'll bring on Antonis for right and Tedik for Timuruskov. Did I have him undo that? Playing in an advanced forward role. His normal role has been poacher, although he's quite adept at that. Okay. Not quite sure what happened there. Anyway, we'll bring on Tedik. And target forward, no, he can be the advanced forward. Confirm changes and play. So fitness worries are also going to be an issue, but channel ball through, block shot, keeper came out, I think, and I think it was Garkovic who tracked his man through. So just a little bit more of encouragement, and here we start. We'll just drop back to being cautious, and out of possession we'll play with a much deeper defensive line. We won't trigger press as much, and in possession we will be standard width, slower tempo and time wasting, and be more disciplined and run it. We'll play for set pieces, don't hit early crosses, work the ball into the box, and we want to play out of defense. Okay, so probably about 10 minutes to go. Still got one more sub to make, and I'm thinking it might be a Beanie. On Nazarene, he's tanking out. We'll confirm those changes. Right, time is ticking away. Aquilina, come on. Okay, Metcalf, keep possession. Okay, long searching cross to a Beanie with the header. It wasn't to be. Okay, so Ulsan should be pressing forward. And last kick of the friggin' game again. Oh, jeez. Okay. He's just kept on running. So once again we concede a late goal. Okay, so Kankar. Okay, so with extra time beckoning, we'll reassess. And so we'll change our mentality. Searching ball. Low cross. Ah, no! Jeez. I guess there always is some criticism about tinkering the defensive setup, but anyway. No sense crying over that. So Wanderers bringing the ball forward. Abini, can he get behind his player? No, and Abini's been injured. Thanks. Okay. No more subs to bring on, Bernie. So So Albini's been injured just before half time, which means we've got to play one short. Okay, Teddy. Ooh. Okay, looks like extra time is going to be very, very messy indeed. Going to be run into the ground, that's for sure. We can't make another substitution during extra time. Righto, all over Red Rover. So, chance with Aquilina. Makes a bit of space. Crosses the ball. Far post to Tedic. And Tedic heads straight at the keeper. So was never really confident that would be the end result. So extra time. Let's encourage, dig in. It's interesting, I can now make a substitution. Can I? Okay, I can make a substitution in extra time. Ali Oglar, who is been in some good form. He was instrumental actually in our Champions League run last year. But Ulsan certainly have been dominating possession. Just crank that up. No, I'll play a lower defensive line. Play a lower defensive line. There's Oglar, and he does the business for me. Got back just in time to watch that. Yeah, I should have paused the game, but Antonis and Bacchus. Ooh, has it been allowed? Disallowed. Son of a bitch. Okay. A little bit more encouragement before half time. Kick off in extra time, so players are going to be bottoming out with their fitness, that's for sure. Tedic stops and props back to the top of the D. There's Oglar lurking, but they can't get the ball to him. Aquilina boxed in, don't lose possession there. Gets a corner, I think. Throw in, okay. Okay, defending a free kick. Goodness me, 100 players in that box. So Tedic all by himself, but we've got Karako coming up on the far post. Back to Tedic. Poor return ball. So long ball cut out. No, one. Bagulio can start the play again with Bacchus. And then Tonus. Ooh. There's never really the ball to play. Ball in the channel, stops, props, top of the box. Ooh, Bacchus, you're already on a yellow. Oglar's got the sideline. He's not really outpacing his opponent. His opponent's letting him run. He ran like the clappers down the right wing and crossed it in with his left without changing his body position. So I'd like to see a person do that without putting their back out and falling on their backside. Okay, Antonis Metcalf. Lucio, long ball over to Tedic, header. Strong header, but keeper equal to the task. Okay, so penalties it is. Well, let's not count our penalties before they hatch, because we concede another bloody late goal. Okay. One final swing, guys. Considering how poor the Ulsan attackers have been, I wouldn't say I'm confident of a penalty shootout, because our keeper's quite ordinary. Right. And as you can see, our list of penalty takers is not all that great. Okay, we'll go to Antonis next. Bagulio. No, I won't go to Bagulio, we'll go to Metcalf. And Bacchus. And Bagulio. Well, it might be all too late to Bagulio by the time. We'll be calm. Pick your spot and don't change your mind. So, interesting to see if there's any theatrics on the goal line. Oh, okay. Not expecting that. But Tedic, who's our best penalty taker, buries that. but our penalty ratings taper off quite quickly. So I'm not confident. The colon is a little clenched at the moment. Oh, why didn't you stay there, clown? Okay, so Antonis, who came on for me in the second half. Nice penalty. Okay, Rory. Oh, skied it. Crikeys. Okay, starting to breathe a little bit. Metcalf, needs to put this in, and he does, despite his poor penalty take, which means if we save this, we're through on penalties, which I wouldn't have put bad money on beforehand. But let's not count our chickens. Oh, he saved it. I'll be buggered. Okay, so Ulsan crashed and burned during the penalty shootout. And my much maligned keeper, Rory Bryan, is, well, kind of the hero, because he saved at least one of those penalties, and Ulsan blew the other two under pressure. So quite surprising, but mind you, I thought we weathered the storm pretty well, and it was only for that rubbishy goal right at the end of the game where they equalised. That was really special. Played magnificently. We'll give them all a little bit of a stroking. Okay, so I'm not sure whether there are any other A-League clubs involved. Oh, Adelaide United 2-0 loss to Beijing. Okay, so we'll continue. Okay, so that was a little bit of friendly information that I've applied for the rest of the game, for the rest of the pre-season. There's Bernie Abini. How long's he out for? 4 to 5 weeks. So not great. We'll leave him to the physio. The draw will come out for the next round, round 2. Okay, so I've just skipped ahead for a little bit of admin there that I had to do with press conferences and the like, and I didn't realise that the draw would be out so quickly. So have a look at this. In the quarterfinal, Wanderers are drawn against Bangkok United, and then the winner of that will either play Jeonbuk or Beijing. Now, Bangkok United, we have had some dealings with last season, so relatively happy about that draw. But Beijing, who were our nemesis last year, and Jeonbuk, who were our nemesis in the Group H stage, will make the semi-finals a pretty hard group game to get through. And we've just been told that Bernie Abini is going to be out for 4 to 6 weeks, so he's going to be missing there. So anyway, that's the way the mop flops. So those the draw has us in good stead. So if we can get past Bangkok, there'll be a blockbuster against Beijing or Jeonbuk. We'll come back for that game. I'm expecting it to be in about 2 weeks game time. So I'm Gary Foster. Thank you very much for watching What Price Victory, and we'll catch up with you shortly. All the best now.